Jonty Gorley, Whitehaven Rugby League head coach 2022. How does that sound?
It sounds good, mate. It sounds really good. Proper looking forward to it. I'm chuffed, to be honest. I really am looking forward to it, Jordan.
So, I mean, obviously you're now stepping up from the assistant coach to the head coach. You've been at the club with Charlo since obviously around about the end of 2018, and as we spoke to Charlo yesterday, he's mentioned he's got some special memories, and although it hasn't all been easy, had some fantastic memories in that head coach role. What have you got to say about your time with Charlo in these last 3 seasons?
It's been great, mate, and it's been a bit of a roller coaster, but more ups than downs. To be fair, everybody knows the story about 2019. That was stuff of fairy tales, wasn't it? No, team full of locals, not expected to win much, not expected to get the playoffs, and then just showed what you can do with a good bunch of lads who fight for each other and dig in for each other, and it was very good. It was very good, and obviously I've known Charlo for a long time. Me and Charlo go back. We've done the county together years ago. It'll be 20 odd years ago now. So I've known guys quite a bit. We get on quite well. And to be fair, Jordan, when I was sitting on a sunbed in Benidorm and I was with Martin Ogilvie, and Oggy got a text off Charlo, but I'd finished at work and Oggy turns over and he says, "Hey, look at this. This is my mate's wanting to wear with you." And I said, "Oh, it says Charlo." I said, "What's he after?" He says, so I read the text and it pricked the lugs up. "How do you fancy coming to Whitehaven with us next year?" This was back into 2018, basically, or Challenge Cup weekend, 2018. And I says, I thought about it, had a good crack with the missus. You know, something, Jordan, it's one of the best things I've ever done, mate. I really have properly enjoyed my time at Whitehaven. And to be given this opportunity, I'm grateful for it. I'm looking forward to it. I thank the board of directors and Charlo for giving me this opportunity, to be fair. So, yes, my time at Whitehaven has been good so far. Really good. This year's again, it's another 2019, similar story. Yeah. We've wouldn't expect it to do what we've done, and people maybe think we're overachieved. If you'd asked me at the start of the year, would we be where we're at, I'd have probably struggled to agree with you. Anything from third up would have done. But yeah, we've done well again this year, and I say credit's got to go to the lads for this. And the board helped us get who we want in, and Ashley Kilpatrick's done an absolutely fantastic job for next year already. You know what I mean? Ashley's been great with some of the signings we've got for next year. So to do what we've done this year, mate, it's been brilliant again. I've just nothing but admiration for the club and giving me the opportunity of being around people like the squad we've got. You know what I mean? So hopefully we'll get a squad together for next year. And I'm the same. I'm not going to go about predicting stuff, Jordan. We'll just take it as it comes, mate. But I really do hope we can build on what we've done over the last 3 years. And if it means if we finish 7th this year, I would really like to think we could better that. But I'm a realist and all, mate. I know the clubs will be spending money hand over fist to improve, like said Newcastle and Widnes have spent an absolute fortune this year and underachieved. York's another 3 and 4 times our budget. And to me, budget's just a number, mate. It's like an age thing, and it's just a number. It's what you've got in the squad and what they're going to do for each other that counts. And when some of the games we played this year, mate, them lads Sunday was a great example of Batley. Goal line day was exceptional. And they only do that when you want to work for each other, mate. When lads are good mates on and off the field. I've had it in my past at Ellenborough, at work when I played there, and I'm seeing it again now. If you're playing with your mates, you play better. And that's what's happening at Whitehaven at the minute.
I don't know where to go after that. You've sort of summed everything up, Jonty.
I can talk like.
Yeah, well, we know. And thankfully we'll get to carry on speaking to you for the next season at least, as still is in your new role as head coach. But, you know, like you said, you mentioned Charlo's not going too far. He's still going to be around. He's still going to be, I imagine, in your ear every now and again in his new role of Director of Rugby. But what excites you about now becoming the head coach? You know, the book now stops with you. Why does that excite Jonty Gorley?
It's somewhat, Jordan. I've been an assistant coach now for 8 years with 4 or 5 different coaches, and I've loved it. I've loved every minute. I wouldn't change any of it, to be fair. I wouldn't. And before that, I've coached kids. I've coached international bar stuff. I've coached amateur rugby league, and like you say, scholarships and academies. But it's just like playing, mate. You want to do, and you want to be the best you can be when you're a player. And I was lucky enough to play in the top division for a season or two with Working, and I want to be the best I can be as a coach. And for me, this is a step up for me. It's maybe as high as I go. You never know. But I want to try, Jordan. I don't want to look at myself in 10 years' time and think, I wish I'd give that a go. You know, I'd rather do it and, God forbid, get sacked in June than not do it at all. You know what I mean? No, I'm a realist. Things happen, but at least I can say I've had a go. And that's, to be fair, I told Marie, my wife Marie, she's great. She's always supported whatever I've done in rugby. And I told Marie 2 seasons ago, last season would be my last season, and we've gone again this year. And obviously, it was me and Charlo were going to finish this year, but when I got the opportunity to be the head coach, I've got to take it, and she understands that, and she backs us 100% again. So I've got to do it, mate, and it does. I am excited for the job, and yes, I will change 1 or 2 things and put my own stamp on it, but I just want to keep that. I keep going on about it, the lads being mates and being tight-knit group, and we need to keep on that and build on that, mate. But yeah, I can't say no to this opportunity, mate. I really can't.
You mentioned their sort of family and, you know, being a part-time club as we are, and obviously part-time staff as yourself, you know, you still got your day job and such things like that. Don't think some people quite realise when part-time you are part-time, but how much commitment is still needed, you know. So when you say you've got your families back in there and everything like that, how much time you've got to give to rugby league, even though it is practically a full-time job, especially as a head coach. So, you know, you've had that conversation, you know, with your family, but, you know, what can we do? What do you feel that as a club can go forward in the next 1, 2, 3, 5 years?
We've just got to keep building on everything we do, Jordan. I'm basics. Rugby's a basic thing, but you've got to be really good at it, and that goes for playing, for coaching, and for running the club. You've got to do the basics very well, and that's what I need to keep addressing with the lads about our skill levels. Again, on Sunday we coughed a lot of ball up, and it isn't because they're under pressure a lot of time. It's sometimes it's just basic handling errors that we can proper work on and get to the bottom of. And so I won't be going in and trying to reinvent the wheel here. I'll be just building on core skills and stuff like that. So, and that's how I want to look at it, Jordan. You should be great to have a crystal ball and say where we're at in 5 years, mate. I understand that, and everybody wants Whitehaven to go, their own clubs, and ours is Whitehaven. You want to do as best as possible, and I just want to improve every session, every year, and how long I'll be there, I don't know, and that's something we'll have to look at as time goes by. But all I want to do, mate, is just keep improving Whitehaven as a club. That's on the field. I know the lads that the board of directors do a great job. They're really, it is like a dead easy going. That's good to be around. That's why I like Whitehaven. There's no pressure on us at all. It's dead easy going, mate, and that's all the directors, and you know what I mean. And me and Charlo's a bit like that, and I am like that, but I really am. I really do strive to be better, and I want perfection in training. You know what I mean. I am a bit OCD, so everything's got to be right. You know what I mean. Simple things like you maybe laugh, getting the corners right and stuff like that. Warm ups on game days, I hate when warm ups are clunky and lads will come out different times, just different little things. I want to set standards, mate, and I need to drive them standards. And I want the lads to drive them standards themselves. And that's what I need to get into them. When things aren't going right, don't look at somebody else and don't look at me. Just look at yourself and say, what can I do to be the best I can be? And that's what I want the players to be. And that's what I've got to be in all mind, because I do come home some nights after 10 and think, I was off there. I wasn't up to scratch there. And I don't want to be like that. I don't want the lads to look at me and think, well, come on, mate, we need to be better than that. I want them to think, well, Jonty's give us what he can give us with my staff's going to be, and we're going to be 100% with them. And I want the lads to look at themselves as well. You know what I mean? I want them to own it. I want them to be responsible for their actions. And when we start doing that, Jordan, and driving these standards, mate, we will improve. And if it's 7th spot again, but with a better like defence record or more points scored, just just little things, mate. We can't change things massively overnight. It's just everything grows. It takes time to grow. You look at teams that spent a load of money, they go up and they come down, they go up and come down. We've got to just set that base, mate, and build on that.
Sustainability, and it's something something that as a club that's been missing in the last few years. Obviously, you know, the dramas the club have had, and I spoke to Charlo yesterday when we done that, and he said, you know, I mentioned that when you and him come in, you know, this club would in special measures because of all the issues that we'd had in 2018. So you've got that core base of sustainability, and we were, as a club off the field, we were able to improve the fortunes, and that's allowed yourself and Charlo to improve it on the field. But also, as you've mentioned, there's always work that can be done. We're just going to slightly look back and move back to the present day, and obviously still a couple of games left in 2021. We welcome Halifax at home on Sunday. Still a chance in that playoffs. Obviously, we need results elsewhere to go us, but if we'd spoke at the beginning of March, as we did for the virtual launch night, if you said 2 games away, we're still challenging for the playoffs, I think you'd have took it, Jonty.
I would have probably laughed at you, Jordan. You know what I mean? For sale, in all seriousness, mate, I would, because from 2020, we knew what 2021 was going to be like, because last year it was like a non-starter for us, wasn't it? And so to do what we've done this year, and to be going into the last 2 games with a slight glimmer of a playoff place, if results go our way and for us and elsewhere, it's unbelievable, mate. Because I said in the interview on the game day after Sunday's game, the budget we've got is absolutely minuscule compared to what other teams have got, and I love that. I love the fact that we can put a team out on that pitch and we can perform against these teams that spend 6-7 times more money than we've got. Bearing in mind, we don't even know what the budget's going to be next year off the RFL.
No, of course.
That's another big thing. So the club, the board of directors, again, I can't speak highly enough of them. Even though we're not one of these £600,000-700,000 teams, what our budget is this year, they've sort of promised me, look, put your squad together, what you want, and we'll sort of guarantee that money, even if the RFL slash our central funding by half. The club have guaranteed me as head coach, we will get you your money, what you've got this year, to sustain that team, that championship team. And that's off to them, like, because a lot of people wouldn't do that, Jordan. And if we were spending 600,000-700,000, they couldn't do that, mate. But because our budget's so little, in one respect, that's a positive, because we can sort of maintain that as a club, hopefully. And that'll do, mate. I'm happy with what they're giving us. So, and we have got a decent few lads signed on at the minute. We've got maybe half a dozen more to tick off, but we're going nice. We're going nicely about our business, getting the squad ready for next year. So
2021 isn't finished yet, and 2022 there's a lot to look forward to already. It sounds like, Jonty, but I'm just gonna, it's like I say, I've still got a couple of games left. One player I'm going to mention who won't be with us in 2022 is Jesse Joe Parker. Club legend, he's and just obviously he's had his testimonial season. He's also been on a bit of the fringes at times, but we hopefully will get a good send off for Jesse in these last few games, and especially with the Halifax game on Sunday. But just a few words from yourself on Jesse and what he's brought to the squad. And Charlo also spoke about what he as an opposition coach when he first sort of come in, when Charlo and probably yourself were at Workington, what it was always focused on Jesse Joe Parker, and it just shows you what sort of player Jesse has been in these last nearly decade he's been at Whitehaven.
Oh, Jesse's been unbelievable, mate. He's been a great player. Like you say, I first come across Jesse when he signed for Whitehaven, and I was helping Philip working coach, and he was handful. Is it PNG International? They made a granite, hadn't they? And they just go and they defend well, and they're hard to tackle. And yes, he's maybe a bit longer in the tooth and a little bit heavier, but whenever Jesse's played this year, mate, he hasn't let us down, and that's what's hard about this year. Yeah, people like Jesse, who you want to play and you were utmost respect for, he's down the pecking order a bit at the minute, because we are playing well, and it's nothing to do with what he's done wrong. It's just that his age is catching up with him. His fitness isn't what it used to be, but Jesse's been great. The kids love him. Whitehaven, anybody talks about Whitehaven Rugby League, it's Dion and Jesse in it. So, You know what I mean? They're the face of the club, really. So what Jesse's done for Whitehaven, the area, the kids, the club itself, you can't speak highly enough of the lad. And off the pitch, he's a lovely bloke. If people don't know Jesse, he's an absolute gentleman, you know what I mean? So, yes, I've got on really well with Jess. I like I said, I've only really known him well for 3 seasons. And yes, the bloke's great. He hasn't never let us down, mate. And he should be proud of what he's done in the game, man.
And final word. Obviously, we've still got a couple of games to go, but just the words on trying to get the fans back down. You know, obviously, you know, it's been a tough season. We know with fans not being allowed in at the beginning, and then sort of been that. But what is the support on the home terraces, but essentially away from home as well in this run we've been on of the fans? You know, just get down the last couple of games and going forward. What do we want to see from the fans in 2022?
Well, right away, the fans that we've got now, the fans who come to the Rec and the fans who come away, they're great. You know, every club's got them. Every club's got fans like what we've got. You've got a nucleus of so many fans. And on Sunday, they were brilliant again. It does help with how we're playing. I understand that. But the brand of rugby we're playing at the minute, and them fans will tell you, I would expect if somebody who's playing this rugby in top-end championship, they'd be getting 4,000 and 5,000 watching. I'm not saying we would get that because probably we haven't got that nucleus in the area, but
yeah,
I don't think we've got over the four-figure market, Jordan. I think was it 950 at home last game
week,
at home.
yeah.
And I'm thinking, I know money's tight, I know COVID's been, I know things like that, but when they're putting promotions on for like £10 before 1 o'clock, and I just feel for what the lads are doing as a team and what we're producing on the pitch, we're not just barging over for tries. We're going full length. We're putting some training ground tries in. We've scored one or two at the weekend. What we practice on training, which few and far between it really, Jordan. Sometimes it is just second phase stuff like get your tries or kicks or a defensive header. But some of the tries we've scored, mate, some of the rugby we've played, it has been absolutely top draw. And I am gutted for the lads. It's been the fans that are there sound more than that, the attendance, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I would just love the Rec to be full, especially for like Jesse's last game, and obviously it's going to be Gaz's last home game as head coach, and there could be one or two others that maybe not here next year. It would just be a shame if people don't witness what we're trying to do and come along and support the boys, because I really do think they deserve it. I really do.
And this Sunday, I was like I mentioned, it's the last home game of the season, last game for Jesse, last game for Gaz and Charlo as head coach. £10 entry before 1 o'clock again. So, you know, you can get in there early, get yourself a bit of a serving. We've got a curtain raiser this week. We've got Kells and Maryport under 12s. Yeah, I've got Kells and Maryport under 12s as well. So we've got a bit of a curtain raiser fixture for yourselves at 12:30. So something to entertain on yourselves before the pitch there as well, beforehand. But last couple of games, Jonty, can we make the playoffs? Final word.
If I've said it all year, mate, and I'll say for the next 2 games, and Charlo will say the same. If we play at lower potential and we go what we call set for set with anybody and defend like we can, Jordan, we'll be a handful for anybody. Other than Toulouse this year, yes, we had a bad date witness away and they got out of hand, but other than that, mate, Toulouse are a cut above. Featherstone away, we went with a scratch side and we were in the game after 60 minutes. So these last 2 games, Halifax at home, I would love to go out 7 out of 7 at home. The last 7 home games, that would be brilliant. There's no reason why we can't. But like I say, we've got to be on our game against them. And Bradford away, who knows? You know what I mean? If there's something to play for and the game means something, if there still is a chance for the playoff place on that weekend, because don't forget London's got Featherstone at home this week, which will be tough for them. They're missing large Jazz. Jazz is injured in the summit. And they've got York away in the last game. So they've got 2 really hard games, Jordan. And I'm not saying they're going to lose both and we're going to win both, but you never know, mate. If the right Whitehaven team turns up, you never know what. Like we've proved over and over and over again this last 8, 9, 10 games, mate. We're a match for anybody when we're on the day, if we turn up with the right head. So I would like to think we'll finish off, especially this week, mate. With, like you say, with the lads, is few of them as last games and such like. It'd be a fitting way to finish this weekend at home with a win.
Jonty, thank you very much. Thank you very much again for giving up one of your evenings. It's always much appreciated. Get used to it for the next next season. But it's much appreciated.
I really am.
Much appreciated. Your time's always much appreciated. So thank you very much. Good luck for the rest of the season. Obviously, we'll speak to yourselves over the next few weeks and, of course, next year. But congratulations on the new job. We look forward to see what 2022 brings.
Buzzing, mate. Thank you very much. Cheers.